Day 5 from the Culver Academy is the last day for the Fighting Irish before heading back to Notre Dame. Good news to report on the quarterbacks. It looked like a typical quarterback crew. 3 guys that could throw the football. And after a while, all of a sudden, you're not thinking about their inability to throw a couple days ago. But coming off the edge, Notre Dame's offensive tackles had a tough time today.
Yeah, it's a good thing they were wearing red jerseys, those 3 quarterbacks, because Julian Okwara is an absolute bullet, screaming off the edge. Neither Hainsey nor Eichenberg could handle him. I don't want to paint the offensive line in a bad light, though, because I thought maybe overall the offensive line had a good day, especially in that scrimmage with the run blocking. But, there is a difference when number 42 is coming, and it is stark. I mean, it's alarming from last year even at this point.
Yeah, Hainsey and Eichenberg both struggle with Okwara. But otherwise, I thought, especially the interior offensive line, I thought they did a pretty good job. The running backs ran hard. It's good to see a physical group of running backs. But getting back to the quarterbacks, it was a good day for those guys. I mean, they threw it well. Jurkovec, I think a lot of it you can tell just by his body language with the arm speed. When it's slow and deliberate, you realize that he's thinking about what he's doing and throwing the football. He didn't do that today. He threw it. He got picked by Kyle Hamilton again. But I thought, by and large, he had a good day, and I thought Clark threw the ball much better as well.
And I think if you want to look, one way to look at Jurkovec today, his worst ball was a post-route touchdown in 7-on-7. So if that's, look, that was ugly. He's just throwing the ball with more confidence. It's what you want to see. I hope now we can just put to bed every time he throws a slant that's not fluttering. Oh, look at that. I mean, he had a good day, and this is on the heels of him being named MVP from Brian Kelly yesterday, so that's a positive leaving Culver.
The only ball that he threw that really fluttered was a swing pass, and it was on target and was caught. So that was a real promising. Some negative news. Cole Kmet went up for a ball, made a tremendous catch in the end zone, but typically Alohi Gilman fell right on top of him. And Kmet was carted off with a right shoulder injury. We don't know the severity of it. Good news at the tight end position. Brock Wright had a really, really solid day, I thought.
Yeah, he jumped in right after Kmet went down, scored 2 touchdowns in live 7-on-7. Alohi Gilman also left during 11-on-11 goal line drills. He and Jalen Elliott bore the brunt of a Jafar Armstrong helmet very high. I don't know if Gilman wasn't a head injury because he was still on the sideline, but maybe neck, maybe shoulder, just something where they had to take him out. Other than that, it seemed like they got through injury-free. Sean Crawford definitely had a scheduled day off today. He was not involved, and he was running with the 1s and 2s when they were just doing tempo drill, but it was obviously a day off for the fifth-year corner.
Right. There was some real physicality today. A lot of contact, some guys getting up, pretty slowly. Now, jumping back to earlier in the week, Quinn Carroll, the news is true. We weren't here to see it happen, but Quinn Carroll out with a right knee injury. He continued to do some upper body stuff on the sideline, but he is out. Josh Lugg filled in at tackle. There were some wide receiver drops early on. I thought of all the wide receivers, Chris Fink, I think you agreed with that, was probably the guy that caught the ball the most consistently. Javon McKinley is inconsistent. He was one of the guys that had a couple of drops, but he ended up making a great catch at the goal line for a touchdown late in practice.
Yeah, and I think I was covering defense, and I saw 7 drops. So that's a little bit alarming. They probably got to clean that up. It wasn't all the wide receivers. It was the running backs were actually dropping
Every
the
time
ball.
you turned to look, it was a wide receiver drop.
At one point, I was 5 for 5 turning around on a drop pass from the other side of the bleachers. But it was a lot of running backs, and I thought, I got to say, as the scrimmage went on, I was impressed with Kyron Williams. Jameer Smith didn't get as much time with the broken hand. Kyron Williams is a hard guy to tackle. Yeah. It's probably the best compliment I can pay him. And before people want to jump on the freshman, Tony Jones also had a very good day running really physically today.
Yeah, I thought Jafar Armstrong had his moments as well. Some interesting news at kicker. Jonathan Dorr was 4 of 7 to start out. Harrison Leonard, the walk-on kicker, the freshman walk-on kicker, pops in there. 5 for 5 from distance. The ball came off his foot exactly the same on all 5 kicks with power end over end. I'm not saying that he's going to win the job, but he came out and looked very good today.
Well, 14 writers anointed him today, so that's all you guys need to know. Harrison Leonard, consistency is the key. The ball was, it just looks, Dorr had some nice kicks, and he had some kicks that were ugly, and Harrison Leonard kicked the ball consistently the whole time. One more note on the defensive side: Drew White was the starting quote-unquote Mike linebacker with Asmar Bilal at Buck. Jack Lamb did not rotate in with the first or second unit, but they did a lot of nickel work, and he was the first-string nickel linebacker, along with Owusu Koromoa. So I think that is probably why he was not involved in the first two base units today.
Right. Notre Dame's fifth and final practice here at Culver Academies. We're all heading back to South Bend. We'll be back out on the practice field at Notre Dame on Saturday and report to you then.